Hi, everybody. I haven't seen that shirt before.
What's going on, everybody? Dave here.
And Larson. How long have you had that shirt? I've never seen it before.
I don't know, a couple of weeks, but the last time I wore it was was in Vegas for New Year's.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was a shirt I wore everywhere except for the actual New Year's celebration, because then I dressed up. It's my morning jacket.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Jim James. Sitting there with me in mine, all wrapped up in a bottle of Jack. What are you doing? How you doing today?
I'm all right.
Are you doing good?
Got a little bit of a headache, but that's okay.
Oh, well, let me sing you out of your headache. No rock bottom, just listen, just slow down.
You're gonna sing me into a much more significant headache.
You don't like my Jim James impression? It's basically beef jerky.
It is.
Hello, friends. Welcome. Hello, Austin Town. Welcome to a concert today on Going In Raw.
Pull up your notes.
Pull up my notes.
Do we sound okay?
Heated pillow. Do we sound okay?
Yes, heated pillow.
Heated pillow. How do I sound? Do I sound good?
Clayton C wants to know what it was like working with Lenny Omega.
Oh man, it was a dream. It was an absolute dream.
And then you bungled it.
He's a total pro. No, he understands. Look, I went into that as in a creative collaboration, and he understood that this is a process that's going to lead to great things for both companies. He's going to be a potential face of Steve W, and that was a crucial first step last night. All wrapped up in a bottle of wine.
Man, I look tired. Look at me.
You always look tired, man. It's kind of your shtick.
I know. I didn't sleep very well.
Don't rock bottom, just listen, just go down. I don't even know those are the words, but now I want to sing more. Oh, man. Oh. Now you're ready to go.
I didn't email them to you. They're in the folder.
I know. I'm going to go find them now, friend. What does the wife want? What the heck? Usually face down. Going in raw stuff.
What do you think of Raw?
You want my honest opinion?
Of course.
I was bored shitless, man, because it was the same fucking episode that we've seen for the past. But we're gonna talk about the positives and the overwhelming negatives. All right, I've got my notes up here.
I can think of one.
I gotta press start. I feel like I have a lot more negative space.
All right, we'll adjust.
I'm gonna adjust now, friend. Green creeping into the frame, man.
We have this whole green wall we never use.
Yeah, das ist true.
We
could just take a really high quality picture of this backdrop and then get rid of it. And then, we can digitally
green screen.
Then people, because then people can send in artwork, and we don't have to bother printing out or anything. We can just put it up on the green board back here.
Okay.
But we have to light properly and shit.
Yeah, no, that's the problem.
We don't know what we're doing here at 10 for the Win.
Well, I mean, I kind of have an idea of how to do it. We just don't have the materials to do it.
We don't have the things to do. I think you have an idea. Sometimes when you have an idea, actually implementing that idea in practice, as my child says when I put food in front of her that she don't like, I feel like you have knowledge, but then when it comes time to doing it, it doesn't quite work.
Well, all the times we tried to light a green screen, we had just lamps.
I know, exactly. That's not going to change, though.
A couple of shop lights.
This ain't going to change nothing.
No, we need these for us, and then we need to light the wall behind us. Just, this flat lighting.
Can I just say this?
What?
People always told me
I don't want to stay here for another 20 minutes.
Bars are dark and lonely.
I like my morning jacket fine.
And talk is
when
often
I'm listening to the
cheap and
CDs.
filled with air.
Yeah, I know the song.
CD's nuts, friendo. I got my big Bubba mug here.
All right, do you have your
oh man, 43 people watching.
List of pledges?
This is the biggest audience that I've had for my singing voices. All right. Do I have my good point. Can't forget those again.
Yeah, I'm here to make sure you're prepared.
Yes. Why does my child keep on? Fuck, leave me alone, dude. Yeah, I said she can come over. It's gonna be a pain in my ass. Teenagers are pains in the ass, man. I'm telling you. Pledge. They're gonna give you attitude for everything you do. It's such a friggin' nightmare. Like, you're getting paid to do chores. Why are you giving me guff, man? You know what I mean? All right, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
All wrapped up in a bottle of wine.
Okay,
I know, I know. You know me. You know me. You know, once I get started on something, I can't stop.
It's going to be driving me crazy
And
all
they
day.
can't stop.
All day.
Put my Bubba mug here. All right, I'm ready to go.
All right.
All right. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Also, wherever fine podcasts are available. I'm going to do this real quick. I got to open that door real quick. I'm already feeling warm.
You seem very particular today.
Maybe you're just more sensitive to it because I'm particular every day. Oh, that's what I did do. I didn't turn off the heater. That's what I thought.
Hi, everybody.
73 degrees, like we're goddamn beach on a hot day.
What's the temperature?
73. But the humidity is like 95%.
Because of what?
I don't know. I'm just joking, man.
Yeah.
I don't actually have a readout from our humidity. You know, for once you can just play along, Larson.
No.
All right, here we go.
Hold on. I don't like my mic's at. All right, let's go.
All right. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Also available wherever fine podcasts are, including the iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and of course at SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Steven Larson. We are not available at Spotify
Yet.
By WrestleMania, we're going to try that. Is that going to be a goal of ours?
Well, we've publicly stated that, so now it has to be. We said one of the countouts the last couple of weeks that by WrestleMania, Going In Raw will be on Spotify. So now we have to do it.
All right, probably should do that. We're also available at ProWrestlingTees.com, where you can't get My Morning Jacket. You get that at the Rooster Teeth one.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that Funhouse merch over there. Yeah, but we have our shirts there too. Here's my thing about it, though. Here's my problem with it. Is that my weird hoss body, like, sort of
is in between
fluctuates.
sizes.
It fluctuates between extra large and large. Sometimes larges look amazing on me, and sometimes they make me feel like I'm 8 months pregnant. So I have a bunch of extra larges from Pro Wrestling Tees.
But they're a tad
They're
too large.
just a tad too big for me. Yeah, you know how I like them. I like them kind of a little tight, but not too tight.
Yeah. You're very particular about how it fits around the neck.
Yeah, this is loosey goosey. I don't really. I mean, it depends. It honestly depends on the shirt. Like I'll put. You can have stopped before how it fits around the neck. I am very particular about my shirts.
You are.
The shirts of Pro Wrestling Tees, especially the soft style ones, are high quality shirts.
Yeah.
Like I can't though. They're really really comfy shirts. But my size. Like I'm gonna have to get a large or something, or try on your large and see if I like it. Would you let me do that?
Yeah.
Then we'd be meshing chest hairs because like my chest hair would get off.
Well, I'll let you try my shirt on, and then I wouldn't put it back on.
You wouldn't put it back on ever?
No,
Really?
I would wash it and then put it back
you'd
on.
wash it, get all them little chest hairs out.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And our nipples rubbing.
Well, it'd be more so my chest hair and nipples rubbing against yours because.
Hey, Larson.
What?
We're also on the Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
At patreon.com/Steven Larson, where you guys can kick into the cause. Next up on Patreon, I've been looking into some getting some lights. Our friendo Brian Zane, he did like an Instagram or some shit about that showed his setup, like he does because he had a lot of green screen stuff and he had some cute little lights. And I DM'd him. I slid into his DMs and I said, "Hey Z-Man, what kind of lights you got, buddy?" And he told me his lights. So I looked him up and I was like, "Well, okay, well, so."
A little pricey?
No, not too pricey. I mean, they're relatively cheap, but when I say relatively, I mean like relative to like film productions.
Yeah.
You know. So we're gonna see, but that's what the Patreon's for, improving the show. We also need to get some new dick foam.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. But anyways, every single week, I know I messed up one week, but I like to read out the pledges. The people who
you didn't mess up one week. I changed the notifications.
I know,
was
but
the one
I
that
still
messed
know.
up.
But here's the thing: like it was kind of a minor inconvenience from coming from you, because then I went in and I wrote down I typed out, I copied and pasted all the new pledges.
Yeah.
I just simply forgot to bring them up.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, maybe it's your fault because you got me out of my routine. Anyways, I'm going to read these here real quick. Let's see here. I'm going to go back from last Tuesday. Terrence, the Yucca Valley Del Taco combo champion, Turnage, put in money. Ezekiel Ramos, Jordan Gonzalez. Oh, wait, I want pledged. There we go. Oh, God, here we go. I just jacked it up. That's what I do. I'm going to start singing again. Derek the Stag Lewis. Casey Kern, the finger-licking good world champion, Mike Hunt. Aaron, Corey Weekland, babysitter Bray Wyatt, Prince Quinn Cal. You know, that's happening on the down low, I noticed. Like, there's a lot of variations on Bray Wyatt happening right now.
Too.
Yeah. Prince Quinn Callahan, WWE UK champion Shane McGonigal, Eric Gutierrez, Xander Solitano, King Tyler Wyatt, again another Wyatt, Mal 2 Ken, Sweet and Sour Schneider, Bishop Shanter, Michael Andrews, Joey Strange, K Show Supremo, David Milkman, Gordon Solis Ghost, Jason Davis, Lucas Zanganelli, Dos Santos, Cash and Stry, Melvin Clifford, RJ Colquitt, Brian Lopez, Louis Lafferty, Ringo Mall, Pedro 4675, Tim Penning, Stan Zarnock, Chad Talon, Jesus Guzman, Flux Marsh, the 22nd Pilot, Brad Cam, and Ken Hall all put in money this week. I want to say thank you very much for doing so.
Thank you.
At patreon.com/Stephen Larson. I suppose we should probably talk about Raw right now, Larson.
Yeah, I guess.
Raw.
So there was a Raw last night. The go-home show for the Royal Rumble, and yet
I feel it gives me the feeling that they're just really waiting for the Rumble to happen to set all these stories in place.
No, here's the thing. They don't know what they're going to do.
Really?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Granted, you read stuff on the internet about how Vince is constantly changing his mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a story on The Inquisitor or something about how, it seemed like they were setting up for Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman at Mania.
Right.
That Vince changed his mind on that.
Yeah.
So it just really feels like they don't know what they're going to do yet.
There was a Meltzer Wrestling Observer newsletter that dropped this morning, I think. It's first I noticed. It might have been last night. And he has sort of a breakdown of the Rumble, but not like a really, really in-depth one. And even he says it's very unpredictable. Like, there's no really tell. He says, Goldberg Lesnar could be ramped up if you add the Universal title in there. Didn't Triple H just say something about wanting to keep the Rumble as unpredictable as possible and going in a direction nobody saw coming?
Yeah.
That makes me think that I don't know. I don't know at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, that could mean any number. That could be.
Well, even that statement unto itself could just be, he could have made that just to throw people off.
I know. And so I'm not sure. We're going to do our predictions later in the week.
Yeah, we'll do those on Thursday. And then we got some more Rumble-themed countdowns coming up this weekend.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
We have a lot of questions about the Rumble, too.
Are you leaning towards, when you're going to make your prediction, I'm not going to ask you to make your prediction here because we have a whole video for that.
Yeah.
Are you going to lean towards safe, or are you going to get creative with things? Because getting creative is not going to help you wear that Jeff Jarrett shirt.
Well, here's what I'm thinking.
But going safe at this point won't either.
Here's what I'm thinking. This is what we'll do for our Rumble match predictions.
Okay.
We'll predict Final Four each.
Okay.
Each Final Four competitor will be worth 1 point.
Okay.
And if you pick the winner correctly, that's 5 points.
That's 5 points. 5 entire
that's
points.
Huge.
That is really big. But let me ask you, that you dodged the question. Have you? Which way are you leaning now? Safe, or are you going to try to think this out and not think it out? Because no matter what, we're thinking it out. But we've been thinking out, and we've had the same conclusion for the past month.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman wins.
Yeah, but after Raw last night, I'm not so sure.
Braun Strowman was involved in literally the pre-show feud because it was announced that Rusev and Cass are going to have a pre-show match. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry, no. The tag titles and Sasha and Nia Jax are going to be in the pre-show.
And Cass is in the Rumble.
Cass and Rusev are both in Rumble.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, my bad. Anyways, look, I'll put it this way. If Sasha, Nia Jax, and the tag titles are on the pre-show, then Rusev Cass is sub-pre-show.
Yeah.
Then, so Braun was involved in that last night in a row.
After being involved in the main event scene for the better part of, 4 weeks? he's in a match in the middle of the show.
It feels so stitched together. And I actually didn't mind that part when Titus said, this guy. We'll get to that in a second. Let's start from the beginning.
Because they tease something. See, part of me is wondering, I'll just touch on this now, between Strowman and the Big Show's face-off.
Yeah.
And at the end, where you had Goldberg, The Undertaker, and Lesnar all in the ring at the same time. Like, you can look at it one way and say, oh, they're teasing WrestleMania matches potentially, or are they just teasing Rumble stories to happen in the match?
Right. And
it's hard to tell, and that's why, granted, this is all based on constantly reading about Vince constantly changing his mind.
Yeah. It's
that they're just setting up. It's like how we book our wrestling shows.
Mm-hmm.
We set up a match and we have to be prepared for any contingency.
Yeah, exactly.
So we may have someone in mind we want to win, but that person doesn't win. You got to have a backup story in place,
exactly,
in case things happen.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of what's happening in WWE right now, at least on the Raw side of things. It's like they don't really know what direction they're going to go.
Yeah.
So they're putting as many potential storylines in place so they can, if they decide on one, they can push it and they'll be backstory for that story.
Well, that's always the question that we have when we do our predictions. Our final question is always, has this been decided yet?
I know.
And I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Rumble winner won't be decided until Rumble morning or right before the pre-show.
Well, I mean, in I think the last couple of months we've been paying a lot more attention to the betting odds.
Yeah. Did those shift again today?
They did in terms, I don't know if they did today or late yesterday, but only in terms of, at least what I read, in terms of who will have the most eliminations.
Oh, okay.
Strowman still tops that.
Yeah, I could see that being the case.
But a couple of days ago,
Braun was the winner. And
no. A couple of days ago, Goldberg.
Right, I'm saying I was about to say you cut me off. Braun was the favorite, and then it switched over to Goldberg.
Yeah.
Let's start at the beginning, and then we'll sort of go through and pick this apart and see if we can come up with a Rumble winner before they've even decided it, because I can almost guarantee they haven't. It kicked off. Wow, this was
shocking.
Kicked off with a Roman Reigns promo. He comes down. That stupid shark cage is in the middle of the ring. Kevin Owens and Jericho comes out, and they just discuss what we've already heard.
I know.
A million times
I
already.
had an idea this morning.
Okay.
And I don't know if it'd be feasible, but I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
What if instead of having Owens Reigns for the Universal title, they had a triple threat match, Owens, Reigns, and Jericho, but say Reigns pins Jericho, he gets the U.S. belt.
Mm-hmm.
Reigns pins Owens, he gets the Universal belt. So whoever eats the pin is the loser, and if they have a belt, loses that belt to the person who pins them.
You talking about at Mania?
No,
setting that up at the Rumble.
At Rumble.
Okay, just announced at the Rumble.
No. Like, have that be the match at the Rumble instead of what we're getting.
Oh, you're saying right now you're fantasy booking. I thought you said this could happen. No, okay.
No.
All right. No, I like that. I like that because it's
creative. It'd be a more interesting take on what we're getting.
Yeah.
And they can also use that match if they're going to go with a Jericho-Owens feud down the line, set that up there.
Yeah.
But just the way they're approaching this whole Reigns, Jericho, Owens feud is so uninspiring.
Yeah, I know.
It's like you said, they're just trading over the same ground week after week.
It really is. And there's so much. I mean, look, I think Owens and Jericho as a duo are very entertaining, but it's like I want story progression too. Like, I can't get the same. It's not a sitcom. I don't want the same old jokes every single week.
Well, then also they set up Reigns, so literally it takes two people to beat him.
And even then, like they can barely get the job done.
And I was thinking again this morning about how in the Attitude Era, their top faces didn't win all the time.
Right.
Stone Cold won the belt, but he also lost it a lot.
He lost
a lot of matches.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt his push.
And it traded hands on Raw a lot.
Yeah. And added dimension to his character.
Mm-hmm. It was always a constant struggle to keep it.
Yeah.
Like, he just didn't come sauntering out with it. Like, he came out with a purpose. He was rigorously defending that belt. So anyways, that set up the it wasn't even the main event. It was the rematch.
And it was kind of like the most half-assed rematch challenge.
Oh, I know. But it set up a rematch for the U.S. title. Chris Jericho versus Roman Reigns later in the night. So we were going to see that. We all knew that was going to go down. Then next we had decent match between Cesaro and Luke Gallows.
Yeah.
Is there any chance these tag titles are going to change hands in the pre-show?
I don't know.
There's a part of me that thinks that they're going for Cesaro Sheamus at Mania. There's a part of me that thinks that. But I think also they have to understand that they're pretty over.
I know.
Like, why would they do that if they're
I know,
over?
but like, also, why would they split up the Wyatt family already when what they had going was really good?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. It feels like they're just every year about November or December, like, okay, we got to start booking the Mania, and that's their focus. And then the Raw after Mania is like, all right, let's hit the reset button. Let's spend 6 or 7 months just doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll restart the road to WrestleMania instead of building stories over.
I know.
Over long periods of time.
This was interesting. So it was backstage again. Who went over in that Cesaro Luke Gallows? Wasn't that like
Gallows did?
Gallows did. Okay.
And there's a not a stipulation, but their title match during the Rumble pre-show. There's going to be 2 referees.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's different. I don't know why are they putting that on the. I mean, I get it.
I don't know either.
Like the pre-show, they're kind of considering part of the bigger show.
No, I know,
guess.
but still, I mean, it's.
Well, the Rumble's what, like an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rumble's an hour. You're gonna have like.
Well, here's another thing to consider. There's still SmackDown matches
that
need to be booked for the main card because right now the only SmackDown match on the main card is for the WWE title.
I'm assuming that we're gonna get the women's championship match.
I would think so.
Assume. We had Mick Foley backstage on the phone with Steph, and then Sami Zayn comes in, and they're from all the reports we read, they're making him be goofier as punishment for some tweet he sent out during the UK tournament. And so he sort of really goofily.
Well, he went to
Foley.
He asked Foley, "Is like, how should I announce my participation in the Rumble?"
He said, "Do I need to fill out some paperwork?" And I'm thinking to myself, "You did this last year. Like you literally showed up at the Rumble and were fighting. Like you were there. How would you not know that?"
Yeah, and then Foley is about to say, "Well, you're Sami Zayn. You're in. It's fine."
Yeah.
And then Steph interrupted him.
Yeah.
And said, "No, Sami has to earn his spot. He has to have a match with Seth Rollins."
This is the one thing that I was kind of okay with. Not the way they were treating Sami Zayn or how that went about, but I kind of like the. I thought this could have been the main event. Seth Rollins.
Oh, that was a great
Sami
match.
Zayn. It was a really, really good match.
Great match, an actual match with stakes.
Yeah, with stakes involved.
They weren't sure who was going to win.
And then finally, we got at least a tease of Triple H. His music. I mean, look, I honestly figured I was. I mean, I'm not gonna say I was over the show, but I was kind of like, man, they're just going the rounds right here. And if they were punishing Sami Zayn, I kind of figured that he was going to lose that match.
Yeah.
But then once the music kicked in, I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Everybody wins then. Seth Rollins out of the Rumble at this point.
Yeah.
Thanks to him eating the loss. So yeah, basically Stephanie told Foley to go to Seth Rollins and say, hey, look, it's basically this match is for your Rumble spot.
Yes.
And so like you said, it was a really, really, really good match.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Here's the thing I didn't like about this, though.
Okay.
Because we were all expecting Triple H to interfere in the Rumble and eliminate Seth.
Right.
Essentially. And I guess they do this so you're not getting that expected outcome for Rollins.
Right.
But why can't Triple H just kind of like walk to the top of the ramp?
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
And like, why didn't Seth, you hear his music, he turns towards the stage, do one quick look around, and just like pin Sami Zayn, but keep your head up.
Oh, I know.
And keep looking around and get that pin still.
Here's the thing. We can talk about this a little bit. There's plenty of silliness. One of the silliest things in pro wrestling is the Titantron video package distraction leading to a loss. It is so ridiculous.
I know.
Because
especially with Triple H, he's not going to run down to the ring from the top of the ramp in 3 seconds.
I know. And how is it everybody stares like a deer in headlights at the Titantron when, like you said, they're not going to be running out there? It's like, look, oh shit, what's going to happen? But I still have this very important match going on right now. Like, these are professionals in their universe. These are professionals who have laser focus, and yet you're going to stand there and look at somebody's Titantron.
And I believe when Seth was talking to Mick Foley backstage,
which was great because it started to touch on our conversation about who controls that stuff. And he started talking about the production. I don't know who got the production. And I'm like, no, go down that route.
Yeah.
Have Seth go to the truck and say, where's the guy?
No, I mean, I'm talking
because he's not at the Gorilla.
I know. I'm talking about the one before that when they're backstage when Foley
okay. All right. Okay. I was talking about after.
Where Seth was like, you've been saying this the whole time. The road or the way to get the Triple H is to win the Universal title again. I understand the idea that Triple H would potentially be right there.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you pin Sami Zayn, you increase your odds of winning
I know.
the Universal title by being in the Rumble and winning it.
I know.
So do that first.
Yeah.
Even if Triple H gets to the ring and beats you up a little bit.
Yeah.
You're in the ring with Triple H still. You can come back and beat him up a little bit maybe. But also, you guarantee yourself a spot in the Rumble.
Yeah, I know. I just want somebody at this point to no-sell the Titantron package.
I know.
Somebody just no-sell it. That would be great if they were just like, okay.
Well, like I totally get like the immediate.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
do a quick look.
Something loud happens.
Take a second.
I
understand that
exactly.
Then collect yourself, finish the job at hand,
yeah.
and then worry about the maybes afterwards.
Oh, I know.
But I thought Seth did a really good job of selling the emotional impact of that loss. After the
for
match.
sure. Yeah,
he did a really good job of that. In the ring, the look on his face was really good.
I thought that was fantastic. It was a fantastic match. Corey Graves interviewed Bailey. I didn't really care about that. I don't know. I'm not huge. Unless somebody's going to say something revolutionary in a sit-down interview, I don't really care. Bailey's fine. She's good.
Yeah.
I like her. I think it's going to be a really good match.
Yeah.
But I don't really care about that.
I prefer when they do sit-down interviews like this when they're on WWE's website.
Yeah.
Because they let the people loosen up a little bit.
Yes, I know.
And I vastly prefer that over these overly scripted interviews.
I know.
They feel so stiff.
I know, me too. So then we had Rollins Zayn. We had Rollins looking for Triple H, talking about the production. Don't tell me I was a production guy, Mick. Don't tell me I was a production guy. I wasn't. Well, who? No, you got to find out who that was and then see what they had to say because somebody hit the button.
I know.
So you need to go to them and ask them.
Yeah, who made that call?
Who made that
Stephanie
call?
call you?
I wanted this to turn into like sort of a Sherlock Holmes-esque
I know,
thing.
they should have been doing this for weeks.
I wanted Seth Rollins as Sherlock Holmes.
Every episode
Who would
of
be
Raw,
as Watson?
Every episode of Raw, there should be at least one segment with Seth Rollins going through the arena looking for Triple H.
I know. And then like Sami Zayn could be his Watson. And then it would mean even more when they pit them against each other for the Rumble spot.
Yes.
Then we had a 15-man cruiserweight match. What the hell is this? Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, who's my MVP, Daivari versus Gallagher, blah, TJ Perkins, blah, and then Mustafa Ali, who I like.
Didn't they say on 205 Live last week that this feud between Gallagher and Daivari is over?
Well, they've been saying, they said the last 2 weeks.
That was the whole point of having the I Forfeit match.
The I Forfeit match, yeah.
So why are they in a match again together?
Well, they're still on the same roster. I mean, to be fair, they're in this with like 13 other people.
I understand.
Yeah. Well, the feud is over. There ain't no more one-on-one encounters.
Okay.
No more even tag matches. This is a 6-man tag match.
Okay.
Trios is what they call them elsewhere in the world.
That's true.
Then we got a New Day promo.
Well, let's talk about Mustafa Ali. He got the win.
Oh, yeah.
They're pushing him.
No, I like that. I like him. He's good.
Yeah, I do too. I like this a lot.
Yeah. New Day promo. They came out and
they got interrupted by Enzo and Cass.
Yes, that's right. How like all these people that I love and I'm totally tuned out. Like I love Rusev. Rusev was the bright spot of this.
I know. Well,
again.
During the New Day's promo, weren't they upset that Titus O'Neil kept interrupting them?
Yeah.
And then Enzo and Cass interrupts them, and they seem totally fine with it.
Well, they're cool. They're good guys. So they're fine with them. I think they're just upset with Titus himself. I wouldn't be upset. If Titus interrupted us right now, you can be part of the Going in Raw crew.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be great.
Yeah, Titus brand all over the place.
Rusev was great.
Yeah, him and Mahal and Lana come out. I love that Lana, they have successfully brought Lana back around to the person that people really love. And I like that. And that was not easy. I mean, they didn't really do anything except for keep her, I'm not going to say quiet, but they didn't involve her in any goofy, stupid storylines. They kept her and Rusev as a team.
Yes.
I like that. Not quite the dynamic they had before the whole Dog Ziggler mess.
Yeah.
But I still liked it. Jinder Mahal looks like that dude is in the gym like 8 hours a day. That guy is jacked.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like this. I like this sort of team here: Rusev, Jinder Mahal, Titus, and Lana. And then when Titus says we're gonna have a 4-on-4 match, and Xavier's like, well, hold on a second.
There's 5 of us and 3 of you.
And 3 of you. Well, no. He says.
Well, I said that your 4th.
He says your 4th is Lana, and then she sort of smiles, and the crowd starts chanting, starts clapping for her, and Rusev starts like telling him to shut up.
Yeah.
And Rusev had some really good lines during the segment
handsome
too.
Rusev thing was great.
Yeah. He's so good, man. He's so kind of like he's so underrated. He's so comfortable right now. It's great. He's like he turns anything he's in into gold.
He also has a perfect amount of self-awareness.
Yes, he does. It's not too much, not too little. I know. I agree. Anyway, surprise. So this was the one surprise of the night, kind of. Besides Seth Rollins losing his Rumble spot, is that they said, "Who's your 4th guy?" And Titus says, "It's this guy." And Braun comes out, which I was okay with because I like Braun sort of instantly being a massive monster threat to any situation he's in. It's just kind of interesting that he wasn't in, like, in my opinion. Okay, here's the thing. In my opinion, the finish I did not like. So the match, Braun got the win by pinning Enzo because everybody else brawled. That led to the Big Show coming out looking like a stud. He looks amazing.
Yeah, he looks great.
I don't like Braun backing down.
I don't either.
I can't stand that.
That's twice in the last 2 or 3 weeks he's done that. He backed down to Lesnar.
It's a huge mark out moment if he stands up to Lesnar. It's a big mark. And I get that they don't want to make him a face, but he shouldn't be the cowardly heel. He shouldn't be the guy. He shouldn't be the opportunist. He's the mindless. He's the Frankenstein's monster. He's brainless. He just fights and he eats. Well, that's Lesnar's thing. He eats. But I thought if they had properly booked Braun the last 2 weeks instead of doing the I get bitched out thing, he could have been standing in the ring at the end of Raw with Taker, Lesnar, and Goldberg because you have the future, the past, and the present and past represented.
Yeah. Because
Braun's the future, Lesnar's kind of the present, and then you got the 2 old guys who are still relevant. I thought that would have been perfect because any of those guys could win the Rumble, like legitimately, and a lot of them are the odds on, or have heavy odds for them.
Yeah.
So I thought that was, as much as I was like okay with Braun sort of adding his star power to this whole New Day, Enzo, Cass, Rusev thing, I kind of would have preferred for him to be the big 4th monster because he's supposed to be the monster of the future.
I know. And then when Show comes out to confront Strowman, then I think instantly, oh, okay, well.
That's what we're getting next? Braun versus Big Show? Really? We're getting that next?
I know.
That's going to be at what is it, Fastlane? What's the next with the one after between Mania and now? I think it's Fastlane.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't need Braun. I don't need that. That makes me think that Braun's totally not winning the Rumble now that I think about it.
I know.
It's I'm going to say it's going to be hard to go against betting odds. So once Thursday, whenever we're doing our predictions on Thursday,
but usually the final odds aren't released till Friday.
Oh no, I know, but I'll
and we've seen huge swings between Thursday and Friday.
Big time, yeah. Okay, so then we had the Jericho versus Reigns U.S. title match.
A match I feel like we've seen a dozen times at least.
No, I know, and
another DQ finish.
Another DQ finish.
Owen gets himself locked in the shark cage.
Yeah. Owens was doing commentary throughout. It was pretty funny, but then he comes down to the ring and gets the DQ for Jericho, and then Owens, they try to put Reigns in there. He reverses them
again. Takes two people.
I was freaking out though when Jericho was like starting to get raised. I know. And then Roman finally like gave him the Superman punch or the spear, whatever it was. I was like, ooh, don't go too far up there. You better get moving on that.
I know.
Then we had let's see here.
Owens, after the match, Charlie is her name, right?
Yes.
Interviewed Owens and told him that Mick Foley has made the Universal title match at the Royal Rumble a no DQ match.
Yeah.
And of course, this incensed Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what that's going to add.
Me neither. I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to think that that Owens isn't going to
lose that belt.
I don't know. I got to give more thought to that. I don't know what they're going to do with Roman Reigns. I have no idea.
I know. It just feels like they don't know what they're going to do.
It feels like on an hour-to-hour basis they have no idea what they're doing with Roman Reigns. Like, are they pushing him? Or are they
what
not
they
pushing
should have
him?
done
He's just this thing. He's just this thing who's there.
They should have kept the U.S. title on him Still have him do the program with Braun.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect for Braun.
Yeah.
The upper mid-card title, because, he's really progressing.
Yeah.
He's not quite ready for a Universal title run.
Yeah.
So, especially since I'm assuming if they were going to put the Universal belt on Reigns, it was to feed Strowman to him, essentially.
Right.
Have Reigns be the guy
Yeah.
that finally beats Strowman.
Yeah.
Which would not be good for Strowman.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was for the Universal title and Strowman won, then Reigns could move up to the Universal title scene.
Evidently, is my computer still making sounds? This is what you can experience on the Patreon. Is you can chat with people. I have 49 people on the Patreon right now chatting, and somebody said you can hear computer sounds.
That might be mine.
No, that's not going to be yours. You're not plugged into this.
What kind of computer sounds?
I don't know. We're going to find out. Some says McAfee needs an update. Is McAfee jacking with my shit?
Oh, that's weird. Let's turn the volume on your computer off or something.
No, I did already.
That's so strange.
It is strange.
That's weird.
I don't know. Is it still happening? I'm going to check this real quick. Slice this bit out of the podcast anyway.
Yep.
All right, I don't hear anything. We're good.
No, it sounds like it just made, like when you do something
The
in
one
Windows.
thing.
and
Okay,
it
it
makes
was one
that,
off. Okay, cool.
That,
All right.
That sound.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I'll clap so you know where to come back in.
Thank you.
Sorry if that was too loud.
Yeah, that was really loud. All right, there we go. All right. So yeah, I don't know. I have to think about these predictions now. I thought it was obvious before.
I know they made it seem like they had a plan.
I mean,
And they still could.
Roman Reigns was standing strong at the end.
Usually, what does that mean?
Usually, it means he's going to lose, but it's Roman Reigns. He's the anomaly. Wait, who's the anomaly? Somebody else is the anomaly. Who's the anomaly? I forget now. Somebody was the anomaly. Somebody's going to tell us. Then we had a Corey Graves interview with Charlotte. I thought that was fairly strong. They sort of treated this like it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. That's okay.
But like I said before,
Yeah.
I like these interviews are vastly better when they let the people involved kind of loosen up.
No, I agree. I know.
And they're not so scripted.
I know. Then Nia Jax took on local enhancement talent Ray. I don't forget her name. Anyways, she got destroyed by Nia Jax, and then unfortunately Nia Jax had a promo after that. They shouldn't. She's not good at that. She's not.
At least not going in that direction.
She tries to act way too much. She tries to do way too much. She would be much better as just a silent monster, as a silent killer. And it was not good. And then Sasha Banks comes out. She interrupts her interview, thank God, or her promo, thank God. She comes out like a knee brace and a crutch, and then you kind of saw where that was coming a mile away.
Yeah.
It was a big fake out. She takes down Nia Jax, and her knee is just fine.
And as you said earlier, their match is going to be on the pre-show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Part of me wondered if they did that so Sasha can lose and then not have a loss in front of a large audience. Or is that just thinking about it too much?
Oh, I don't know. I think that's thinking about it a bit too much. I think that it's on the pre-show because there's not a title on the line, and they even have a title on the line in the pre-show. Like, it has to be on the pre-show. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't think that's the case. I just think that it's not an important enough match. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Nia will probably win that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she'll probably win that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Then we had Rich Swann versus Noam Dar. This had like a pro. What am I thinking about? Oh yeah, Cedric Alexander gave an interview. Wasn't there like a bunch of? Wasn't Cedric like involved in this match? I sort of came in and out of it. What am I thinking of?
Alicia Fox came out with Noam Dar.
Yeah, that's right. Cedric was given an interview backstage. Didn't they show up? Yeah. She was like yelling at Cedric, and then Noam Dar says, "Look, I'm a winner as long as I have Alicia Fox."
Well, then
I really like that he's adopted the fucks thing.
Yeah.
In his normal course of conversation.
I know.
It's pretty funny. I think he's boatloads of charisma, dude.
When he just went to Cedric and said, there's no beef between us now, right?
Yeah, Cedric was like, she's all ears, dude. I don't want her.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That was pretty funny. Anyways, yeah, Rich Swann versus Noam Dar. I kind of floated in and out of this one. What did Rich Swann's promo? He's blasting Neville. Did he say anything cheesy, though?
He called them, he said, you call yourself the king of the cruiserweights, but to me, you're more of a jester. Something like that. Did
he say it with conviction or with...
With intensity.
Okay, well, that's good. Rich Swann, you're going to lose your title. Sorry to break that news to you. Neville needs to have that title.
I know.
And I think there's a lot of other I want Noam. Honestly, I was thinking last time, I was like, I want Noam Dar to have that title. I want him to have it. That'd be great. Anyways, maybe they can do an Intercontinental Cruiserweight title. Goldberg promo. Yeah, Goldberg comes out. Apparently, according to somebody, I think it was
Corey Graves, said he headbutted the door and bloodied himself.
Yeah, that was ill-advised.
But it was great.
Apparently, he used to do that all the time.
Yeah, but it was I remember that in WCW. But it was great when he looks to the camera with blood running down his face and said, "I'll do anything to win the Rumble match, get the Universal title."
Yeah,
that was a great moment.
No, it was. It totally was. It's just he's too mellow. Goldberg. He's like a dad now. Like, I don't know. Like, he comes out there and he messes up his promo and then he sort of laughs it off and it says, "Let's start this for the third time."
Yeah, I know.
And so that kills all the intensity. It's like, I'm totally fine with just cool Goldberg. You know, I don't need a guy who has blood all over his face. But apparently the room that he came out of, I read this on the internet today, who knows if it's true, was the same room that had something to do with CM Punk. It was like the room that he was like, he told Vince he was leaving or something.
Yeah, because the Raw after the Royal Rumble that year was in Cleveland, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, anyways, stupid bit of trivia there. Goldberg comes out and messes up a promo. Then he picks back up and he does okay.
Yeah.
Then Paul Heyman and Lesnar come out. They hit the ring, and then Undertaker's gong hits, lights go out, go back on. He has harnessed the powers of teleportation now.
Yeah, seems that way.
I have the ability to be where I want to be now.
So let's revisit a question we had previously.
Okay.
Supernatural Battle Royal. Now that the Undertaker can summon lightning and teleport, does he have the advantage now?
Oh, for sure. Of course. He's got, because he has multiple powers. Nobody else has multiple powers. So, yeah, of course.
Okay. Making sure we're on the same page there.
So, I don't know. It was kind of a geek out moment. I thought Lesnar did a bang up job selling it because, like, the look on his face
especially when it seemed like for a moment it was Goldberg and Undertaker staring at Lesnar.
Yeah. Lesnar was like, "Oh, I'm screwed right now."
Yeah.
So that was a cool moment. I don't know. I thought it was an effective moment. I thought it could have been made more effective with Braun Strowman, though.
Do you think this is a tease for a potential WrestleMania match, or is this just setting up stories for the Rumble?
Do you think they would go triple threat?
No.
Me neither. I think this is
if it's not Goldberg Lesnar 1-on-1, then they're going to have matches with other people.
If it's not Goldberg Lesnar 1-on-1 at Mania?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be Goldberg Lesnar.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I think that's like probably the one lock, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, you're saying if it's not going to be a triple threat, it'd be yeah. No, I agree with that. So Goldberg is the odds-on favorite to win.
Based on the last released betting odds, yeah.
Which sounds like what they're looking at.
I think it was Goldberg, Strowman, and Samoa Joe were the top three, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
I don't know if in that order, but those are the top three.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about it extensively on the predictions episode. Let's get into questions.
Yeah, after we watch SmackDown tonight, hopefully.
Nothing's fairly obvious right now.
No, it seemed that way just last week.
I know.
And then
I know.
Based on
I mean, it's a great way to elevate the Universal title if Goldberg and Lesnar are fighting over the Universal title.
Oh yeah.
And then Lesnar, I get like a short program with Lesnar and Owens, I guess. If Owens does win at the Rumble, that would make sense. You don't want Lesnar just taking the title off of Reigns like that.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be Lesnar taking it off of Owens real quick. Him being the Universal title going into Mania.
But that's a quick.
It's a lot of stuff going on.
I know, and I don't know how they would set that up.
And how are they going to have Goldberg? They're going to have Goldberg's not going to beat Lesnar at Mania, right? That's not going to happen.
I would think it'd have to be. Yeah, I don't know.
You think Lesnar cares about wins losses?
I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either. I think the WWE probably does.
I think WWE is far more invested in his character than he probably is.
Yeah. Let's get into questions.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 4-time, what is NCR champ? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Haven Elric. Anyways, his name is Haven Elric. First off, I want to say I loved you guys on 10 for the win. Oh, thank you, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Charged battery pack.
Oh, man.
You didn't plug it in.
We're just chock full of problems today on this episode.
Yep. Whoops. That didn't do anything. I don't think it's plugged in.
You're right. It's not plugged in. Undertaker, plug your shit in. I don't know why he was talking to himself there.
I don't know either.
All right.
There we go.
Just remember, we got 2 stops during this episode.
Yeah.
All right. Haven Elric. First off, I want to say I loved you guys on 10 for the win.
Thank you
I
very much.
lost a lot of time. I should have been studying to those videos. I'm sorry about that. What are your thoughts on Shelton Benjamin being a surprise entrance in the Rumble? I think he said he's still a ways off. He's still a ways off.
He had surgery in September or October.
Something like that, yeah.
On his shoulder.
Yeah.
And I think that's a several-month
yeah.
rehab and recuperation. So.
Yeah, he's like last I saw on Twitter wasn't that long ago. He said that he still has a ways to go.
Yeah.
So I would really doubt it. I would love it. I would just really doubt it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Colin. Is it just a given that Sami Zayn is going to be entrant number 1 at this point with WWE still playing that angle that they hate him? If so, who do you think will be entrant number 2 to kick off the Rumble against Zayn? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Sami is number 1.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was number 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if Braun was number 2 and just eliminated a million people from there.
What do you think the odds are that Sami will be involved in Braun's elimination?
Probably good, I would think.
Yes.
I would think it's good.
I think so, too.
Yeah. Ron Simmons, damn. Is Seth Rollins losing his Rumble spot a punishment for name-dropping Omega? Not a chance.
Nope.
No.
Chris Kimmel. Now that Seth Rollins is out of the Royal Rumble because he got distracted by Triple H's music and lost against Sami Zayn, it seems like Seth Rollins is finally looking for Triple H. And I was just wondering, should I assume that we're going to have an encounter with each other at the Royal Rumble on Sunday?
Never.
I don't know.
What else is he going to do? But I'm not going to say yes because we thought that was going to happen for the last 6 months.
Will we finally get a storyline for Seth where for a whole episode he's searching through the entire arena looking for Triple H.
For an entire
something that should have happened 4 months ago.
No, I know. It'd be great. AJ Styles' personal hairdresser, RJ Colquitt. New page in here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Haven't seen so much hype for a Royal Rumble in a very long time. Do you think they're going to keep this upward trend of having better and better big something for pay-per-views, or is this just something to celebrate the anniversary of the Rumble? No, I think every year they try to do a big. Every year they try to make a big deal out of it.
Well, I think the plan for all the major 4 pay-per-views going forward is to make whole weekend events out of it.
Oh yeah, sure.
With takeovers, and then the actual pay-per-view, and then Raw and SmackDown the following 2 nights in the same city.
Yeah, there's also just a lot of top-loaded talent, so it does add a lot of intrigue
between that and all the part-timers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
King of the Ring, Drew Ronaldo. Looking over the card for Royal Rumble, I noticed that aside from the Rumble match itself, all but one of the matches on the card are Raw. Do you think that SmackDown is getting shafted, or is this WWE's way of swerving us and having a SmackDown entrant win the Rumble match? I don't know. SmackDown hasn't really invested a lot of time in the building up stories for the Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, a few people have said, I'm in the Rumble,
right.
And that's pretty much been the extent of it.
Yeah.
I suspect with the Orton-Harper match tonight on SmackDown, that will potentially feed into their storyline heading into the Rumble.
But I don't think, I think they might have a story sort of mid-Rumble match, but I don't think there's not going to be a
None
match.
of those 3 guys are going to win the match.
No. I mean, I think AJ Cena is a huge match.
Yes.
And they're probably going to have Becky versus
Alexa Bliss,
I would think, at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, I would think on the main
card.
You
would think they would, right? Yeah.
But really, no one from SmackDown that's entered the Rumble is really a viable contender to win it.
Yeah, I know.
That's on the current roster. Now, if Samoa Joe comes out, wins it, and then shows up on SmackDown the
Yeah.
Tuesday after.
Yeah, then there you go.
That'd be great.
That's a big deal, yeah, which I think is it's a possibility. Above titles, Alex C. What are your favorite Rumble interactions ever? His is The Rock staring down a bloodied, psychotic Stone Cold in 2001. One of my favorites is like one of the very few times you've seen Stone Cold act scared, and that's when it was when he was like eliminating everybody.
Yeah.
And it's probably 97. Yeah, it had to be 97. He's eliminating like everybody.
Yeah.
And he's in there waiting, and then you hear Bret Hart's music, and he goes
that. I know.
like that.
I know.
It was fantastic.
That's the same Rumble where he looked at his
Yeah,
watch.
exactly. Yeah. That was a great.
That was great.
It's definitely Stone Cold moment there. Undertaker, James Rodriguez. I like reading the
headings for
the notes. Yeah.
Yeah. Which would you prefer to see at WrestleMania? Goldberg, Brock, and Undertaker, Finn in singles matches, or Undertaker, Brock, Goldberg in a triple threat match for the legacy of the streak?
Legacy. I'd rather see Undertaker, Finn, Goldberg, Brock.
Yeah.
That's what I'd rather see.
Me too.
All singles matches except for AJ, Cena,
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
Or Kenny Omega.
Oh, Kenny Omega. Well, in that case, I'd want Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, and Finn Balor.
No, in that case, I think I'd rather just have AJ and Kenny Omega one-on-one. Main event WrestleMania for the WWE title. How awesome would that be?
Plus Finn Balor. Are you kidding? The 3 leaders of the Bullet
I
Club would be
understand from a
amazing.
story perspective.
And then
that
a
makes
run in
sense.
from Adam Cole, baby.
I understand that makes sense story-wise, but I think in terms of the quality of the match, I want a one-on-one match.
Oh, man. Triple
Because
threat.
those two guys would do anything, basically, to put on the greatest match ever.
You think Finn wouldn't?
He would, but I think we both agree that Kenny and AJ are...
Best wrestlers on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finn's good.
Yeah. Flux Marsh. His nickname is Dragonplex. I like that. So the Undertaker's Mania plans looking decided as triple threat with Lesnar and Goldberg. I wouldn't put that. Nope.
No.
Reckon Vince will try and push this as the main event and have both top titles co-headline further down the card.
If John Cena is involved in a title match, that will be the main event.
Agreed.
Especially if it's to tie Ric Flair's record. I just read on, I think, WrestleZone that WWE's making a Ric Flair statue to be unveiled WrestleMania weekend.
Ooh, okay. Well, that telegraphs it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Eddie Jose Guevara Menivar.
In past Royal Rumble matches, the winner gets to choose which major brand championship he wants to fight for at WrestleMania. We've seen Raw superstars jump ship to fight the SmackDown champion, but how about this? What if a surprise entry, like Samoa Joe, won without being tied to a specific brand? I would love to see SmackDown and Raw fight to get the Royal Rumble winner on their show to headline WrestleMania. That'd be an interesting idea.
That would be cool. That would mix things up. Be an interesting storyline, and then of course he'd go to SmackDown.
Yes.
Jake Lambert. Hey guys, so I found out recently there are 3 ways to deal with a situation where the final 2 wrestlers in the Rumble are eliminated at the same time. 1, they're both declared the winners, e.g. Bret Hart and Lex Luger, and then the poor bastard who's the title holder has to fight in 2 matches at Mania. That's so stupid.
I know.
The final 2 competitors have to get back in the ring, e.g. Cena and Batista. Remember that? Yeah. Or they restart. They restart the entire Rumble match. He says, "Do you ever see the third happening?"
That'd
no
be a
way.
2-hour Rumble.
I would not want to see that. As much as I love the Royal Rumble, I don't want to see that.
An hour Rumble is the perfect length.
But maybe Jake Lambert does want to see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
El Ingobernable de Tejas.
El Ingobernable de Tejas.
I got it right the first time. Adam Mayhem.
You said Noble, not Noble.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You did good, though.
After watching your top 10 opponents for Kurt Angle video, was I the only one that was really hoping that Angle would come out to challenge Rusev when he was U.S. champ and Lana would announce him as a real American hero? Yeah, I think we both thought that several times.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's see here. Motor City Deathmatch champion Jimmy Alpha. This has been bugging me since last night. Why the hell are Raw tag belts being defended on the pre-show? Surely they can make room on an extended card for this match.
I assume Rumble's going to be 4 hours like all the major pay-per-views.
Well, they're also doing the thing, They're also doing the thing where the new subscribers get the Rumble and Takeover for free.
Yeah.
I don't know where my point was in that, because why wouldn't they just put that on the main card?
Here, that's what I'm thinking. So right now, there are 5 matches announced for the main card. Royal Rumble match is going to be an hour.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah.
So 3 hours left for the rest of the card. You know AJ and Cena are going at least 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Owens and Reigns will probably go 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's an hour 45.
Yep.
Um,
Charlotte Bailey. We'll go 15.
wait a second.
What's up? What's going on?
Why is this? This is weird.
What?
It says here in Wikipedia for Royal Rumble 2017,
Okay.
there's a cruiserweight elimination chamber match.
That's amazing. That is rad.
And I thought to myself, wait, was 205 live on last night? No.
That's great.
There's been no announcement.
I don't
as
know
far
why
as I
they
know.
would do that. That's amazing.
Okay.
An elimination chain. It takes a long time to set up that damn thing, I think.
I know, especially during the Royal Rumble.
That doesn't make a lick of sense.
Doesn't make any sense. Anyways, what I was going to say is maybe there's just not time.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that.
Now I need to get to the bottom of this.
All right, I'll continue. Ken Hall, new patron here. Thank you,
Thank
Ken.
you very much.
If you believe in the Lance Storm theory that nearly 2 decades of the McMahons playing heels is part of what sours the audience on Roman or any company chosen one, how would you permanently turn Stephanie face for good? What would be the comeuppance that would believably change the on-screen character's outlook to pro face? I don't know. You would just do things that people like. I mean, that's how I look at Shane McMahon. He doesn't like look at Shane McMahon. You say things that the crowd likes. And then it's pretty easy to be face. You just say, "Hey, what's going on, Sacramento? Tonight we're gonna have not Roman Reigns." Talk some shit about things that fans are.
I don't know if McMahon's being heels for so long has much of a role in Roman not getting over. I think people these days don't like wrestlers forced on them, and that's what it feels like. If they'd given Roman a chance to get over organically, no one would be booing him now.
Nobody likes a guy who can't fight. Honestly, dude, it's not. I don't even think it's a matter of the crowd turned on Roman because they know that the WWE wants Roman to win. They want him. It's more a matter of, because not everybody in the crowd reads the internet.
I know.
It's more a matter of, here's this guy who doesn't seem to have to really put up a fight to get anything he needs. There's no struggle there, so I can't relate to him.
There's that too.
There's no struggle there.
When it literally takes 2 people to beat him.
Yeah.
And even then, just barely.
Yeah. When there's no struggle to get a prize, people aren't going to appreciate that. And when was the year that he...
The one time they gave him an actual struggle, he was starting to get over.
I know, exactly. When he showed some backbone. Like, people want a guy to be kind of a badass. They want a guy, everybody, all the adults these days, they grew up idolizing Stone Cold because he, flipped the middle finger to his boss and he didn't have a problem punching anybody, good or bad, that got in his way. That's what they want to see because that's cool, know? And Roman doesn't do that.
No.
So I think that's probably more why. Jordan Shafiat.
Is it just me, or is Raw suffering from an overall pacing issue? Not just pacing their 3 hours every week, but the arcs of various storylines. I'm still totally invested in this Emelina thing, but I worry they may have missed the moment. And how long could Triple H no-show before we're over it?
Yeah, we reached that point like 2 months ago.
Yes, we did.
Because around 2 months ago is when they started booking the same thing every week.
Yeah, and they have pacing issues both in terms of the pace of the show and the pace of the storylines. Like on SmackDown, I could think of one instance specifically where a feud overstayed its welcome, and it was the Miz Dolph one.
Right.
Or when Dolph won the belt at No Mercy, that should have been it.
Yeah.
It felt like. I mean, the Miz next SmackDown get his rematch, and then that's it, done.
Yeah.
That felt like the perfect point to end that feud.
Yeah.
But then it dragged on for another month or something like that.
Right, exactly. King Tyler White, first-time patron here. Thank you, King. How do you guys think WWE can improve Raw in the weeks leading to WrestleMania? So between the Rumble and Mania.
A plan. Vision.
Yeah. A story with like ups and downs and a beginning, middle, and an end.
I know. Sir Eddie, Sami Zayn versus Rollins was awesome. It was nice to see something fresh.
We agree.
Yes. What is the best non-storyline match you've seen? Sir Eddie really liked the title versus title match between CM Punk and Daniel Bryan on Raw in 2011.
I agree with that. I like that a lot too. Geez, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard. It's all just a big mash of stuff.
Yeah,
that happens. So I don't know.
I mean, while Rollins and Zayn weren't in a program per se, it was still involved in the all story arcs of Raw.
Yeah.
Which I assume this Daniel Bryan CM Punk match was as well. I don't remember. That's a good answer.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. WWE low-level writer. Vince is putting you guys in charge of giving a new finisher to a wrestler of your choosing. What do you choose, and what finisher do you give them?
Apollo Crews.
Okay. What is his finisher now? This is where he stands there and he does a flip, right?
No, he does the power bomb, the sit down power bomb.
Oh, I don't like sit down power bombs.
Move.
Make it a real power bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be cool because I bet he could probably make a really good looking power bomb. I would change the Dirty Deeds. I'm not a fan of the double.
You remember what the Dirty Deeds used to be?
Yeah, I would change it back to what it used to be.
I wonder why he had to stop doing that. I mean, you're just dropping a person on their head. I'm sure it's not the safest move.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here.
Joshua, the Dynamic Knight Martinez. Hey, friendo. So yesterday I got an email saying that he won 4 tickets to Raw.
Nice.
Congratulations. Question. Do you agree or disagree with me when I say CM Punk was one of the best heels of this generation? Absolutely.
I would say of all time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One of the top heels ever.
Yeah. Jason the Cabbie. Fantasy warfare just got real is the phrase they drilled into our heads during Survivor Series. But let's say it did, quote, get real, and now you find yourselves in a D&D style world. What class would you 2 and 4 more superstars be, and what would be the quest? Man, I don't know
anything about
Dungeons
and Dragons.
I full disclosure, I was a fucking nerd. I still am a fucking nerd. There is a line of nerddom this guy never crossed, and its name was tabletop RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, whatever those are.
Same here.
I never crossed that realm.
I think we kind of know the basics of
I hate fantasy shit, dude.
I do too.
I hate fantasy
but we
shit.
know the basic, like player classes in fantasy RPGs.
Yeah.
You have your mage,
your medic,
your warrior, your
elf, archer, your melee guy, like your big man guy.
Yes. Which one are you going to be?
You're a woman. Wasn't there like a woman? Like, no, maybe not. I guess not. Like in those fantasy RPGs, who was like the princess lady? Was she usually a class?
No, typically
no clue, man.
there's various player classes.
Oh, and then you get to choose who you are.
Yes.
Oh, you get like you're an elf, but then you get like many variations of elf, right?
You can customize your character. Yes.
Shit, I don't know, man. What would you be? You go ahead then.
I'll be a mage.
You're a mage?
Yeah.
Was that magic guy?
Yes.
Oh god, that's annoying. I'll be the big guy who just beats people up or something.
There you go.
Yeah. But I'm a woman.
Okay. Tommy T. In your opinion, what is the best interview from Legends with JBL and the best interview from Stone Cold's podcast that's on the WWE Network? And what's the best interview Stone Cold did that wasn't on the network?
Okay. My favorite JBL is San Martino. Legends with JBL with San Martino is fucking. I mean, that guy's got a story that is rivaled by no man. It's great. Favorite Stone Cold podcast from the network. It's hard not to say for me either Vince or Triple H.
Yeah,
those are really good.
What's the best one he's done in his own podcast?
Oh, Scott Hall.
Yeah,
you cannot. We listened to that a couple times.
I know that was so good.
The Scott Hall one was like it's a later because he did an earlier Scott Hall one where I'm pretty sure he was on something. Scott Hall he just sounded either tired or on something. But then when he got sober and lucid, he gave one that was
it's so good.
That one and then the Kevin Nash Uberfax one.
Oh, I know. That's less an interview and just two friends goofing off for an hour.
And it's great.
The Raven one's really good.
Mm-hmm.
The Kurt Angle one's pretty good.
Okay.
The Heyman ones are good too.
Heyman ones are really good. Yeah, the Heyman Network one was good.
Yeah.
I want him to do the Undertaker.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega's best friend, Terrence Thompson. There's a lot of superstars on the main roster, but only a small percentage have relevancy. Which 5 superstars would you combine from SmackDown and Raw to create a Nexus/Shield type faction? He says he wants Cruz, Tyler Breeze, Bo Dallas, Titus, and Mark Henry as their leader. So we're looking for people who have no relevancy right now.
What theme would be used to unify all members of this faction?
Well, how about this? What if Tyler Breeze and Fandango look to expand their Fashion Police patrol. So who else would they call on to be Fashion Police with? I'm going to say it's going to be. I'll do this. Tyler Breeze, Fandango, and then they bring in the guy who doesn't really have much to do right now, Heath Slater.
Oh.
Because what's Heath Slater doing? He's great. But
Yeah.
He ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah.
I definitely bring Titus in because he looks very dapper when he gets in his Titus brand suit with his scarf.
Yeah.
And then Jinder Mahal. I think he's a dapper fella too. That's mine.
Okay.
And they'd all be fashionable.
They just be called the Fashion
Police. The fashion squad.
Okay.
At this point, yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that what like a group of policemen are called? The squad?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe so.
Fat bastard champ Alex Foster. Fat bastard. What superstars should trade hairstyles? I vote no way Jose and Roman Reigns. Thanks, you fat bastards. No way Jose and Roman Reigns is great. No way Jose and anybody is great. I would swap Bailey because she has the side ponytail with Roman Reigns. You know what I saw? There's a video on WWE.com where Peyton Royce and Billy Kay are trying to convince Shinsuke Nakamura they're just chilling at the Performance Center to vote for them for the breakout superstar of the year.
Yeah.
And it's very charming.
Yeah.
It is supremely charming for all of them.
That's pretty cool.
Because he responds by saying, I'll vote for you guys in the superstar with the worst accent category. Worst or most accent, something like that. And of course they call him out on the irony because his accent is very thick. It was very charming. I was like, oh, that's so cute. You guys should check it out.
I'll switch Roman Reigns and Eric Rowan.
Eric, there's no hair there.
I know.
Would he have a red beard?
Well, just a long beard.
Oh, okay. I like that. I thought you were going to say, how about, hold on a second. What hair does he have?
Who?
I want to switch Roman Reigns and Eric Young. Because he just looks like he's balding, I think. What is going on? Is that hair right there?
Yeah, that's hair.
That was great. Look at his face. Hey man, I've been where you.
What about
I've been where you are, man.
Roman Reigns and Luke Harper.
Roman Reigns.
Luke
How
Harper.
about Luke Harper and No Way Jose?
Luke Harper has that great bald spot.
He does. He looks amazing.
It works so well for his character.
I love Luke Harper.
Patreon champion Carlos Hackworth. One of his pet peeves in wrestling is outside interference when it's not needed. What are some of your wrestling pet peeves?
Looking at the ref.
Yeah, you don't like that
Stop
at all.
it. Stop looking at the ref when they're counting to 2 and then you have to kick out. You can tell the pros from the nose.
Narrative inertia.
Or
lack of it.
Yeah, when it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Stories are stunted.
Or just going in the same direction.
Nathan Stinson. Larson, if you
Yes.
give Steve a too sweet on-air screening in this episode, I will upgrade my Patreon from $5 to $50.
I won't be bought.
Yeah, no, Nathan, you're gonna have to kick in a lot more money. I don't want it to be monetary related. Like we're doing good. Patreon's healthy. We're doing good. Yeah, no, that's cheap, Nathan. You're no $1 million man. You can't buy a too sweet.
No.
Why am I saying that? I should be encouraging. Give me how about this? Not money, but for love.
Gentleman champion Prince Quinn.
People
Callahan.
always told me that bars are dark and lonely.
Hey guys, first time patron here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A long time subscriber of Dan. Nerd Cubed.
Yes.
Saw he had a wrestling podcast. Been listening for over a year now. Thank you very much.
Very good.
His question is, as I am from the same village as UK tournament standout Tyson T-Bone.
Oh, nice.
Who are your favorite wrestlers from the California, Sacramento area?
Okay, so we just went to this great Supreme Pro Wrestling show like 2 weeks ago. Who was your favorite competitor on that program?
Wow.
I mean, they have JT Kratos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Braddock.
Yeah.
He's good. Stand out.
Kratos was very impressive.
Kratos was
One
very
of the loudest
impressive.
chops I've ever heard.
Who was the Zenith? What was his name? I forget his name.
Oh, shoot. What about the that faction? What were they called?
Oh, the Body Guys crew?
Yeah.
Was that it? The Body Guys crew?
Yeah.
Body Guys crew or Jim Body Guys crew?
Yeah, they were pretty funny.
They're good. I like them.
What about wrestlers who are wrestling either in WWE or...
Well, Apollo Crews is from Sacramento.
Yeah. That's true.
Anybody else? Bailey's from NorCal, I think.
Yeah, she's from the Bay Area.
Bay Area, I think, yeah. I mean, you got to go with Apollo Crews, right? He's the only guy I know that like really made it big. I'm sure there are others.
Yeah, I think there are.
Let's see here. Good question though. Tyson Tabon, King Haas, Vader baby. So Vince McMahon hires you to do a cooking show on the WWE Network. What superstar or superstars did you bring out as your guest, and what would your first dish be? Keep up the good work.
Well, I think for you it makes sense for it to be meatloaf.
Yeah, it'd be of course be Meatloaf, and I'd bring out the honorary Going in Raw Meatloaf champion from the WWE, Braun. I think Braun would appreciate a good meatloaf.
Yeah, I think he would too.
Probably.
I'd make some chili.
Yeah.
I just made some chili this weekend. It was really good.
Who'd be there with you?
That I don't know.
People always told me.
I'm trying to think what else I make. Well, I make some good ribs.
Chili's fine. Just give us a superstar.
I know.
Who'd you invite?
I don't know.
What'd you do?
I'll say AJ.
That'd be good because he's really laid back. And be like, can I get it too sweet for the
We
chili?
can sit,
Can I
eat
get
some
too
chili, drink some beer,
Beer.
have a conversation.
Beer.
Was this Lego Haas?
Lego Haas.
There you go.
First
is that a
time
pun-
page.
Is that a pun on Legolas from Lord of the
Oh
Rings?
yeah, there you
That's
go.
what it is. I just got that.
See, we're not fantasy guys.
First time patron from Luxembourg.
Luxembourg.
Here. Thank you very much. You guys really helped me get back into the wrestling business, so much so that I recently started wrestling training. In April of this year, our federation will host an event with Ryback, and he's going to take a couple of hours to train our fat asses.
Oh, nice.
Any suggestions on how to survive an encounter with Ryborg himself? Maybe lay on the ground and play dead, or should I suggest to change his gimmick into Fashion Police? So Ryborg is going to train you.
Ryborg's going to train me
for a couple hours.
How do you survive that? That's the question.
Read his book first.
Just give him compliments, I guess.
Bring some El Pollo Loco.
Yeah.
He seems to like that.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you do. You have to appeal to his heart, and in his heart, it's feed me more El Pollo Loco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have some sort of partnership deal with him or something?
I think he does. Like some sort of appearance thing. Anyways. Let's see here. A couple more questions.
Tim O'Donnell.
Yeah.
What 3 wrestlers would you each choose for an episode of Table for 3?
Oh, what a great question. Who do you want to see on Table for 3?
Magnum TA.
Okay.
Arn Anderson.
Okay. And Michael Hayes. No, I want Arn Anderson, Sid, and Vader.
Yeah, you want just the whole episode to be about that one incident.
Yeah,
with the scissors.
Kind of. Well, I want to see what their dynamic is.
Who did I say? I said Magnum TA.
Think they laugh about that shit now? Probably. They'd have to.
Magnum TA.
I just like that in the heat of stabbing somebody, Arn Anderson said, "Hey, stop or you're going to kill me." And Sid was like,
stopped.
That's a good point.
Yep.
That was his I forfeit match.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Ricky Steamboat.
Okay.
Magnum TA and Arn Anderson.
Oh, that's good.
Good stories there.
Good stories. Michael Hayes, Magnum T. Michael Hayes, Bruno Sammartino, and Shinsuke Nakamura. What would those guys talk about? Something interesting. Let's see here. Lucas Zanganelli dos Santos, first-time Patreon.
Thank you very much.
So with Big Cass announcing that he's alone entering the Rumble, do you guys think they really will give him a singles push with Enzo as his manager since Vince likes him and says that he is improving on a day-to-day basis? Yes, I think that's kind of inevitable. I
yeah.
really do. I see Enzo as his manager.
I'm really surprised they didn't give them at least one run with the tag team championships, though. They were so over when they
I guess
debuted.
it's always possible, but I just don't see it happening.
Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
Last question. This is a great one, too. The South Texas Tiger, Dan Cannon.
Dan Cannon.
You are tasked with casting the guest cast for a brand new episode of Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yes.
You can only use WWE superstars. Cast one friendly alien from the visiting planet, one villain, one woman to be Riker's love interest,
Nice.
and one tag team to befriend Data.
Oh, I love this all.
So, cast one friendly alien.
Shinsuke Nakamura. I've said many times that he's an alien. I believe he's an alien. One villain. Braun Strowman would be a Klingon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's good. One woman to be Riker's love interest.
I always like that episode. It was like early in Next Generation when they went to that planet where women were the dominant gender or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they ran everything and the men were all these like little beta males.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Riker had to get up in their outfits. And so he had like this like weird
Didn't
thing.
like they were all the guys were wrapped in toilet paper?
Maybe.
Or am I thinking of a different episode?
That sounds like something else.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But Riker
You know the one I'm
had...
talking
No,
about,
I know you're talking about. Different
Yeah.
episode. That was like a pleasure planet. That wasn't Risa.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't
Okay.
Risa for some weird reason. And they wanted to kill Wesley because he stepped on the grass.
Yeah, yeah.
This one, Riker was wearing like this shirt that showed off his titty. Like his boob was hanging out. And he had like the weirdest nipple I've ever seen. Like it was not there. It was like same color as like the rest of his weirdly toned flesh, but he had like so much chest hair also, and the entire time you could tell that he was horribly uncomfortable because I think he used to wear like a girdle of some sort.
Oh,
Because he had a tummy.
Yeah.
And he was like, and his titty was all hanging out. It was weird, and it was not good. Anyways, like the dominant female, like the president of their planet or whatever, was like this blonde chick who kind of reminds me of Charlotte a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think that would be
That's
my
a good
thing.
answer.
It'd be Charlotte.
Tag team to befriend Data. The Revival.
And the Revival, they would beat him up. Data's really strong though, so yeah, maybe. Yeah, they'd be impressed with his strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say you're a top guy too, Data.
You're a top guy too, Data. We got a couple questions I noticed from the Patreon here.
Okay.
One is from my son, Christopher Kaufman. And he said, seeing Jericho get Superman punched off the shark cage reminded me of just how awesomely ridiculous wrestling can be at times, which made me love wrestling even more. What other utterly ridiculous moments in wrestling made you love the sport even more after seeing it? What ridiculous moments?
Oh, Stone Cold with the beer truck.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was thinking as well. A lot of WCW in their later days when you just had to sit back and laugh, like Scott Steiner. That was kind of for me was like it was a little bit of Scott Steiner because he would come out and cut these promos that were obviously not approved by anybody, and he would say like horrible things, like horribly funny things, but like like you can tell that he wanted to just have sex with every single one of them. Diamond Dell, DDP. I banged your wife in the locker room, and it's like, you're supposed to be having a feud with Flair right now.
Yeah.
Like, show her what it's like to be with a real man. And, he just saying the most inappropriate things. So that was good. And here's a question. This is from Nicole 9-Volt Lee. We haven't got, she tweeted this at me, and I was like, oh, send it to the Patreon.
Yeah.
We used to answer this question ad nauseum. How did we meet? And it's a funny question because when we were doing like the gaming podcast thing, that was like we get that question like 10 times every single time because nobody really knew what to ask us.
Yeah.
Because like we're not gaming experts, but we had a podcast about gaming.
Yeah.
And so I was like, nobody's asked us that recently.
We met in high school.
We met in high school.
But we really didn't get to be close friends till junior college.
I don't really remember actually noticing you for the first time, which sounds like an awful thing.
It does sound like an awful thing.
But I'm being honest. I don't remember that. I could see like you were kind of, you kept to yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
I've always been loud.
Yeah.
So I could see why you would notice me before I notice you.
I'm typically more introverted, yes.
Yeah. I'm loud. And so it's not surprising. But then I remember specifically when we began our bond, I know exactly the moment.
Yeah, me too.
It was an astronomy class.
Yep.
Because I had astronomy class, you had astronomy. It was one of those big, giant classes.
Yes.
And so I remember I had astronomy class, but the first 2 weeks I would go with Jenny French because we had that class, but then she dropped out. And I was like, I got nobody. And then I noticed that you were in the class. I didn't know you were in the class because we sat in the back, you sat in the front.
I didn't sit in the front. I sat in the middle.
You sat towards the front, more front than back.
Okay.
You did. I'm not saying you sat front row, but you sat five rows back, and there's 20 rows. And so I remember seeing you, and then we made eye contact, and we pointed at each other. And from then on, in joke after in joke,
Yeah.
The Macometer was on.
Yeah.
Professor Perry, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was astronomy class, junior college.
Yeah.
Which was in 1996. 21 years ago.
I know.
So anyways, good question. I think it's time, Larson.
Yeah, for the greatest pro wrestling trivia challenge of all.
Yes.
What is this trivia challenge,
Oh,
Steve?
Kayfabe Corner. Six names, 12 names, many fake, many real.
Yeah. So I posed our two contestants
Yes.
at home,
Yes.
and one of them went out to an early lead.
Was it so DDP came out to an early lead?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I started making the list, came here, finished list, and by the time that all happened, Rick Rude took the lead.
Ooh.
But since we were starting the show, I didn't have time
Rick Rude.
to redo my list. So
Yeah.
maybe next time I'll do Rick Rude since he's now the winner of this vote.
Yes.
But for our purposes here, we're going to talk about Diamond Dallas Page.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
1, Chase Stevens.
Real.
Yes.
Yes.
2, Billy Ray Snapper.
Fake.
Yeah.
That was a good try, though.
3, Lance Ringo.
Lance Ringo. No, fake.
Real.
Okay.
4, Ricky Monroe.
That sounds real. Say real.
Yeah.
Okay.
5, Meteora Maximo.
Meteora.
Yeah.
Fake.
Yeah. It's a good name, though.
Yeah, that's a good name.
6, Lance Cannon.
Say real.
Fake.
Okay.
7, Maximilian Moves.
Real.
That's a great name.
That's a real name, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That is a
fantastic.
great name. Yeah.
I saw that
Maximilian
and
Moves.
I knew it was plainly obvious that it was real.
Yeah.
But I loved it so much.
That is a really good name.
8, Ultra Ace.
Ultra Ace. Fake.
Yeah. Lex Lovett.
Spell love it.
Lovett.
Fake.
Real.
Oh, wow.
Max Howard.
Max Howard. Fake.
Yeah. Johnny Carwin.
Johnny Carwin. Johnny Carwin. It sounds real. I'll say real.
Fake.
Okay.
Last one, the Comet Kid.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is that?
Bang! 8. I'm killing it this year. I'm destroying this year.
Yeah, I'm not doing a good job with these lists.
Bro.
2 questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's the name of the tag team DDP first managed?
Oh, man. The Real Midnight Express.
Bad Company.
Oh, nice.
2, who did DDP face in his first professional wrestling match?
I'm going to say. Hold on, give me a second. I'll say Scotty Polo.
Dick Slater.
Oh, okay. Dirty Dick Slater. Right on. 8's really good.
That's a good score.
I did
so
very
you're
good.
up 6, I believe.
I'm up 6, and we're tied up. We're tied up in terms of games, right? Nice.
I'm off to a slow start.
Man, bad start for you.
Yep. Plenty of year left, though.
Lots of year left. Anyways, that's it for now. You patrons, stay tuned. We're going to do a bonus episode. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Start a new file.
Just a bad year for me in terms of making lists and guessing lists. It's not going my way.
No, sir. Are you up on trivia, though?
I don't remember. I have my cards in my bag over there.
All right, time for bonus episode. Get your questions ready.
Yeah, get your questions ready, please.
What are we going to talk about today?
Let's see if there's any late breaking news. Kurt Angle is saying multiple times that he's not going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I don't really see it happening. But maybe that's him saying that he's not there.
Yeah.
But he will be there.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's just start. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to the Going In Raw bonus episode. I want to say thanks to all those patrons out there who are putting forth the money to make the show better. And so here's your bonus episode for the day.
Yes, thank you very much.
Our lunch is going to be here, correct? Like we don't need to go anywhere. Right?
No, I need to go and get a meal today.
Oh, okay.
I brought one meal, but since I'm here for both lunch and dinner, I thought I'd go get lunch.
Yeah.
Get a couple or another extra thing to have with dinner.
First question, why was the Patreon post up so late? I plumb damn forgot about it.
Oh, you mean for questions?
Yeah, I guess so.
Did you do it this morning?
I did it this morning.
Oh, okay.
At like 8 o'clock this morning. Let's see here. Jason the Cabbie says, sorry about the fantasy question. I was still kind of drunk from last night when I came up with it. I like the question. I think
yeah,
it's a good question. It allowed me to rant on fantasy stuff.
Clayton C., what was your favorite 10 for the win joke?
Oh, man. Probably the targeted. Like I loved the skits with the targeted.
Holiday Harry was really good too.
Holiday Harry and what was your name?
Barry
Bratwurst. I loved doing those.
Yeah, the intros were all really fun to do.
And then the intros were a lot of fun to do. I'm gonna get back to doing that.
Yeah. Kyle Young, which is better to win, the Rumble or Money in the Bank? I would say Money in the Bank because you kind of get to dictate your terms.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. On the other hand, guaranteed Mania main event.
Oh, I know.
You know. But then I guess you could just cash in the Mania main event, like Seth Rollins did.
seen
Have
that
it both
happen, yeah.
ways. Yeah, that's right. Let's see here. If you could, Alex C., if you could have Prime Vader versus anyone on today's roster, who would it be?
Ooh. Samoa Joe.
Oh, man. Yeah, or Shinsuke, like 1A or B, just all strong style.
Stiff.
Yeah.
Got X-Ray Vision. By the way, guys, if you haven't watched the episode of Up, Up, Down, Down with Total Biscuit yet, watch it. Titus Brand makes a surprise appearance.
Oh, that's neat.
Or surprise entrance, sorry.
That's cool. I got to check that.
Troy Edward, are you going to live stream the Rumble like you did Survivor Series? Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Extenuating circumstances are in play.
Yeah. Should know hopefully by the end of the week.
Who do you think is going to come up from NXT next? Oh, that's Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, definitely. Do we get Hall of Fame tickets?
Are we going to?
Are we going to? Yeah, not really.
We can grab some beer.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just watch it.
We're going to need at least like one moment just to chill because that's on Saturday night.
No, it's Friday.
That's Friday? Okay.
Our Saturday's packed.
Yeah, so we're going to need to like relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Friday we've got Revolution Pro?
No, Progress.
Progress, yeah. I get all those guys mixed up.
And then hopefully we'll go to WrestleCon too if the timing works out.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Do you like that they are announcing so many of the Rumble participants? Yeah, it's a big moment for everybody to say I'm in the Rumble.
Yeah, I tried
like
counting when they
There's
had
21.
Okay, I tried counting when they had the graphic up, and I knew it was in the 20s.
They're 21.
So there's 9 spots. I'm sure some people will declare on SmackDown tonight.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So I'm guessing there'll probably be 5.
5 surprise entrants, yeah.
Or at least unannounced.
Friendos, I had to deal with USPS for the entire question section. What were the highlights? You can find out later on today.
Yeah. God X-Ray Vision. How excited would it be to see Rollins come out during TakeOver looking for Triple H? I think that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. That'd be fantastic.
Patrick Sparks, what old WCW pay-per-view gimmicks were your favorite? 80s, 90s, and in the aughts? Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, Halloween Havoc. I loved War Games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, War Games was good. And in the dying aughts, all the pole matches.
Ugh.
No, those are terrible. I did like, I'll be honest though, when Russo showed up and they did the whole thing with the New Blood, when they said we're vacating all the titles.
Yeah.
and we're making way for new stuff. I thought that was an interesting approach to doing
Yeah.
things. It was cool. They just didn't follow up on it very good.
Yeah.
Jefferson, biggest crush on a woman from wrestling of all time. I'd say Lita for me, man.
Oh yeah.
Man. Although, you know what? Like, she's a big time like animal rights enthusiast, which I love. But I had to defollow her. I had to unfollow her on Twitter because she posted like some dog abuse photo saying, you should sign this petition. I'm like, I couldn't even look at it. I had to like sort of blur my vision and be like, okay, I'm going to unfollow you now. Because what's her face? Paige did the same thing on Instagram. And I'm like, I don't want to. I understand people are complete fucking assholes to dogs. I love it. It's like posting up a child abuse photo. Like, not exactly that, but it's kind of akin. It's like I don't want to see this. Like, I know there's terrible things in the world. I don't want to see this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's horrible. What's the info on your meet and greet thing at the WrestleManias? Do you guys just answer questions? Can you get pictures? So we're doing the Internet Darlings Live thing.
Which is the Saturday before WrestleMania.
Right, exactly.
4 to 6 p.m.
I think it's $25.
Yeah.
And we'll do whatever you guys like. We're not
Well, we have NXT to go to after that, though.
What time's NXT start?
8.
If anybody the thing gets out at 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have some time.
Yeah, well, look, you guys pay money to do it. I'll do whatever. Like, we're not going to, we're not going to go out to dinner with you guys, but
yeah,
we're there. We'll do a meet and greet. If you guys want pictures, we'll do pictures.
We can also, I was thinking too, like on WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
We got nothing else to do and going on that morning.
Yeah.
So we might have to get some videos up or something, or a video up. Let's get that done, and then say, I think the show starts at 4.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Head to Citrus Bowl around noon.
Yeah.
Grab some lunch.
Yeah.
We'll be hanging out in front of the Citrus Bowl. If you want to come say hey, we'll let you know where we're at.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
For an hour or so.
Yeah, that sounds
before
good.
They start letting people in.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah. I'm sure if you guys are going to be there and you guys want to see us, we'll give you plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, because we'll be in NXT. We'll be at WrestleMania. We'll probably be at Raw the next night.
Yeah.
We'll be at the Progress Show. We might be at WrestleCon.
Yeah.
We'll be around.
We'll be all over the place.
Alex C., what do you think of Omega's comment that NXT unmasking Jericho, making him Sami Zayn, was somewhat of a mistake? I don't know. I kind of like it.
Oh, wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
What do you think of Omega's comment that NXT unmasking El Generico, making him Sami Zayn, was somewhat of a mistake?
Oh, I don't think so. I like him as Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it fits perfectly. Patrick Sparks, next Google Hangout. Man, we got to get on that. We got to do that. We got to do our $50 patron
I know.
thank you videos.
Oh,
it always just falls off our radar.
So much to do.
We're so bad at that.
I know. We're sorry.
I do have, look, I got the shirts ready to go. I'm going to send those out like very soon for the latest $50 patrons. I've been good with that, and we got to sign some postcards. Those are already addressed and ready to go.
Yeah, they're right there.
We're just terrible at doing the Hangouts, and we haven't done like the video thank yous in like a while.
I know. Typically,
So
like when I'm over here on the 2 or 3 days a week I'm here,
we're just busting out like
10:30 to like 5:30.
Yeah.
And then usually we have to cut some stuff after that too. So
this is definitely the amount of content we put out. This is definitely an overtime gig. Like we do a lot. So, but that's not really an excuse.
No, we'll do it.
You gotta do it.
We'll promise.
Jefferson says, "Where's the care package? Comic book is being done." I know it's been a long time. I keep on saying that, but it's close. Here's the thing. I added like 2 pages to the comic, and 1 page is extremely easy. I can get that done in probably a day. The other page, like the first panel, is literally this shot, and that's a lot of color.
Yeah. Why did you do that to yourself?
Okay, here's the thing. I'll let you guys know. The Stephen Larson comic book began long before we started doing Going in Raw.
What, it started, 2011, 2012?
Something like that.
When the first...
It started a long time ago. And so when we decided to do the Friendo Care package, Going in Raw hadn't like gotten to the point where it is now.
Yeah.
We hadn't started doing the exclusively wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
And so I took like everything that I worked on and I made it into a little story. But even like after I found that framework, I had to go back and add some stuff that was very Going in Raw specific because I'm like, that's what people know us by now.
Yeah.
So I had to add certain things. And so I'm like, it'd be great if the first panel was just what you guys are used to seeing.
Yeah.
And then we go about our thing.
The comic book is Going in Raw's Emelina.
It is.
At this juncture.
It totally is.
Vivian Ritchie, what is your opinion on China not getting to be in the Hall of Fame? I think it's more obscene that she is not even going to be considered in anything she did after WWE?
Yeah, she needs to be in there.
Yeah.
She should have been in the Going in Raw Hall of Fame this year, but somebody decided not to do that. It was me. She did a lot of porn, man. We can't have what? Are people going to Google Going in Raw? They're going to get porn?
Probably.
They do already.
Probably.
That's the joke. Will the Wyatts eliminate each other in the Rumble? Orton and Harper have to, right?
Yeah, you would
That's
think
got to
so.
be a thing.
Alex C., what is the biggest missed opportunity match in wrestling history? Missed opportunity.
Oh, man. I know this.
Yeah, me too.
Not putting CM Punk in with Cena and Rock at WrestleMania for their second match. To me, that's one of the biggest missed opportunities. The invasion angle, probably the biggest missed opportunity. If they had plunked all their money in on if they had waited. Remember we had that conversation about it with Audie, where he was like, dude, the NWO thing was only like 6 months or 2 months removed from the invasion or something like that. He was like, why didn't they just wait?
I know.
Bring in Hall, Nash, Hogan, bring in Flair, who I think was already around.
Yeah.
Bring in Goldberg, who was like 2003, I think.
Yeah.
Do your invasion.
I know. I don't know.
Get a little bit meta with it and mention the contracts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Clayton C., who would you like a sequel to that WWE? Oh.
Would you like a
to
sequel?
Yeah. Would you like a sequel to WWE Twisted Metal ripoff, and who would you play as? So there's like a kart game with WWE wrestlers as the drivers.
I love Twisted Metal. Well, yeah. Who would you play as? Well, you do. Okay, in Mario Kart, you were always Toad, right?
Or Yoshi.
Or Yoshi, because they're fast. So
Yeah.
I would be like Finn Balor. I'd be fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking Seth Rollins.
There you go. That's good.
Couple more questions.
Couple more questions. What is the sequel to the critically renowned porn Dirty Deeds? Rock Bottom.
Oh, goodness. Michael
good.
Kinney.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Mysterio will ever wrestle for WWE again? First time patron, by the way.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael.
I don't know.
I'm going to say yes.
He's been doing some good work in Lucha Underground.
Yeah, he can still go.
So, I don't know. That seems to, he's a little up there in age.
I'll put it this way. I don't think there's any big overriding reason why he wouldn't. Like, if you ask the same question about Scott Steiner, I'd say, no, of course not.
Yeah.
But Rey Mysterio, yeah, I don't see why not.
But, he's got to be in his 40s at least, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I would think a situation like Lucha Underground would be
preferable,
no,
absolutely.
where you're working, far fewer days during the
just
course of
saying-
the year. You're still on TV. You still get to wrestle.
He'll go into the Hall of Fame, and it wouldn't surprise me if he had a couple more matches.
Oh, potentially,
yeah.
Is Mysterio Hall of Fame headline worthy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That dude arguably brought cruiserweights to the mainstream,
Jason the Cabbie, what are the chances of Shinsuke dropping the title due to Joe shenanigans, then coming out during the Rumble for revenge?
I would say low. I think they moved on from Shinsuke Joe. I would say low.
I still wouldn't be surprised I'm not expecting it. But I think we're both expecting Bobby Roode, if he's going to win the title, for it to be the next takeover, not this one.
Yeah.
But if it were at this one, having Joe come out and interfere and costing Shinsuke the belt,
Yeah.
kind of on his way out of town, so to say, I could see that. But I don't think there's any chance Shinsuke will interfere in the Rumble if Joe's in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know. I don't know. I think that they could find a more creative way for Bobby to get that belt off
I
Shinsuke.
agree.
I think they've moved past the Joe thing.
This is a great question. Vivian Ritchie, chicken pot pie, yay or nay?
Nay. I don't find it gross. I don't find it disgusting.
Oh, it's so good.
I just don't. It's bland. Have you ever had a really good chicken pot pie?
Yeah, I've made a really good one.
Really? Make
Yeah.
me one. I'll eat
Okay.
it.
I've made it before with cornbread for the crust.
Oh, all right. We'll hook it up. Let's see. It's just I don't know. I'll see what you have inside of it because I like crust. I love crust.
Yeah.
You know those home run pies?
Yeah.
I love the crust. Like that's my favorite part is the
Oh
crust.
yeah. So like
It's
toast.
so good.
Did you ever eat toaster strudels?
Yeah.
Best thing
Yeah.
was the pastry,
Yeah, exactly.
not the filling.
Yeah.
Okay, someday I will make you. See, what I do is I saute up all the vegetables before putting them in with the chicken and the gravy.
Yeah.
So it's got that added dimension of flavor to it.
Yeah.
I season it well.
All right.
So it's
All
not
right.
bland.
Well,
It's delicious.
all right.
I
Well,
love chicken pot pie
Take
when
a
it's done
look.
right.
Take a look. I'm starving right now.
Me
so
too.
Can we be done?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay, one more question.
Everybody wants cooking in raw.
What if we did this? What if we rebrand the MF Steve Here YouTube channel as like our side channel?
Okay.
And like I'll do stuff. Well, we have to make it like, what if we make it like, because it couldn't be you.
Well, here's the thing we really need to do if we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like create more hours in the day. I think that's the obstacle.
I know. We need an editor. We need somebody like, we just do content and then they edit it. We say, do it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a year from now we'll do that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'll continue to build it. I might bring back NX Steve as the new W Steve. What?
Ooh, Jefferson. Phenomenal garlic prawns. That sounds good.
That sounds good.
Do you like prawns?
Yeah, prawns are good.
Yeah, they're good.
I like prawns.
All right, one more question. Do you Tough D10, do you think WWE will do Lesnar Goldberg at Fastlane to free them up for other matches at Mania?
It's possible, but I don't think so. I think the money match is Lesnar Goldberg at Mania.
Mania, yeah. Goldberg is advertised for Fastlane, but I don't believe Lesnar is.
Okay.
Not to say it won't happen.
Can't
I know
change, but yeah.
I've been reading that Lesnar is booked for a lot of Raws between now and Mania, so I guess it's possible. So yeah, you hungry?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye. Goodbye. Bye.